And oh my goodness, it is happening Wednesday at noon. That's right. It's going to happen Wednesday at noon, Thursday at noon, Friday at noon, Monday at noon, Tuesday at noon. Repeat is the way it's going to go. We're locking this thing in right now, noon, every single day. We want to be with you. Spend about 45 minutes to an hour with you, hang out, talk about some real cool stuff going on, and hopefully stay away from all the nonsense that you're finding on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and these the people talking on radio and stuff about the same thing over and over again. Joe Biden said this, Trump did this, and now the important stuff like competitive hot dogs. He's Rob Hunter. I'm Mike Russell. Competitive hot dog eaters, we are not, but I do love me a damn good hot dog. Joey Chestnut, the GOAT, the guy who dethroned Kobayashi, the man himself, the hot dog assassin. Joey Chestnut is a champion hot dog eater and everything eater. Wings, he does it all. That's what he goes around and compete. He is not going to be allowed to compete in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest in Coney Island. I think that's where they have in Coney Island on 4th of July. He is gone. He is out. The GOAT cannot play. It is just like the NBA saying, Michael Jordan, you can't. No, you just can't. You just can't play.
You're too good, man. You're too good.
No, he's not too good. He just endorses a competitor's hot dog. So Nathan said no. Dude's not going to show up wearing some other brand. Dude's not going to show up in his brand. Might not want him to do it either because you know what his brand is that he's getting barred for? Impossible Meats. Bro, that's the fake meat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fake hamburgers, Impossible dogs. They are the most unhealthy things ever created. And I mean, hot dogs are real hot dogs. Are better for you than the Impossible stuff. And Joey Chestnut is repping Impossible? Who missed on that one?
Joey Chestnut did. Yes.
Impossible had to. What kind of board meeting was that where you're thinking like, hey, we have a great opportunity to endorse a competitive eater, Joey Chestnut. And no, he eats the most unhealthy foods on the planet. And you're going to have him now represent, I guess it does actually kind of fit because that is unhealthy. Look at the ingredients on an Impossible Burgers. It blow you away.
And that, I've tried one. It's salty and yeah. And when you realize what's in it and you realize it's not that much healthier for you than a burger, if it's even healthier for health. And again, healthier is its own category because it's basically saying two things that you're not supposed to eat a lot of. Let's do it. And this one has a slight edge because of this. But it's just so strange the way that the world is now in that Joey Chestnut is famous enough for eating food quickly to get an endorsement from the thing he's not actually eating. It's just disappointing all the way around in that he's a legend in the fast eating. Every 4th of July, he goes and downs like 70 hot dogs in like a minute or however long they had to do it. And now without him, all the pizzazz out of the event, you're like, all right. He's the only one anybody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows that. Kobayashi, I don't even think is in the game anymore. Or Kobayashi's just stoked. He finally gets to get back on top.
Yeah, exactly.
And our buddy Lloyd Banks actually took on Joey Chestnut. I was there. Actually took him on in a wings eating contest. Nice. Joey Chestnut travels with a paramedic.
Of course he does.
Because he chokes on the bone. Because he said he was like, dude, sometimes I can't get all of it. I just eat the whole damn thing.
So he's had like 19 Heimlich maneuvers. It's
yeah, right.
Who is the person that has received the Heimlich maneuver the most number of times? That would be Joey Chestnut.
What was that? The super fans remember on Saturday Night Live? The Bears.
The Bears.
He's like he's Bob Schwersky over here celebrating his 9th heart attack of the year. Who doesn't have heart attacks? Joey Chestnut gets the Heimlich daily.
What is it? Even the competitive eating, it's just so bizarre. I don't like to watch people eat food fast. It's just gross.
Well, it is, but the way they do it now is different. They're not eating the whole hot dog. They're throwing the hot dog in. They're dunking the bun into just ramming it in their mouth. That's fine as long as I don't have to hear them chew.
That is your thing.
Rob has 17 years. Rob knows that I cannot listen to things. I can't listen to people chewing. I will leave. And that's me too. I don't want people to hear me chew. I will go into another room.
Mm-hmm. See him do it.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not a hypocrite about the whole thing, but I'm more of a mass guy. Masses of food I can eat. Like if you can take this pizza down, it's free. The bar has to be set a little higher than that. Oh, it's free. Gee, thanks. No, like if you got $100 t-shirt, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll eat your pizza.
What's the one in Great Outdoors? The old 96er? You gotta eat the grizzle, man.
All that's left is gristle and fat. He's like, In the back, Dan Aykroyd's going, hey man, if he chokes that down, can we get a couple of hats and t-shirts for the kids?
Worth it. Totally worth it.
The 96er, by the way, that steakhouse was called Ducey's. My father used to live there. And yeah, we used to eat there all the time. It burned to the ground. Mysteriously.
Oh, for insurance.
Yes.
I mean, no.
Yeah, and magically Ducey's on the Lake was a resort was built very shortly after. We went from a little steakhouse in the woods to we own a resort on a lake. Yeah.
That's smart right there. Planning ahead.
Wow, how fortuitous. Yeah. But I would watch Man versus Food. I'd be all about that stuff. I'd watch that stuff all day. Like I can handle a lot of that stuff. I could take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Man versus Food. I was actually in Brooklyn one time, and the host, what is the name? Adam Richman, I think it is. He was filming an episode at the pizzeria we were at, Brooklyn famous L&B's Spumoni Gardens.
Let's go.
Thick slices. Yeah, it was cool to watch him. He actually filmed a segment, and he filmed. So my friend Rob, New York Rob, was dating someone at the time who had 2 kids, and they come home and they filmed the kids eating pizza.
Well, that's what I when it comes to pizza, I hollow out a leg. I can eat steaks and I can eat pizza and just keep going and just not stop.
Mm-hmm.
I embarrass myself. And then I started liking some like Rosati's up the road. Rosati's has a thin crust that's fantastic. And I thought thin crust was stupid, but now I'm like, I can eat 7 of these pizzas.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, especially because it's like super thin. It's like this thin. We can Joey Chestnut that all day long. Boom.
We could Joey Chestnut's now a verb.
Yeah. But he's no longer competing
in
the Coney Island hot dog eating contest because he's a traitor and went fake meat.
Impossible to fathom, isn't it?
It is impossible.
Hey, all right. Okay, I'll go with it. But what a nerd. I will represent a fake meat company, a fake hot dog. I hope you choke on your fake wiener.
We're going to have our own eating contest with fake hot dogs. What about the buns? Are the buns real or the buns fake?
Yeah. Look, I think it's yeah, you know something. Let me see if I can do this here, because a lot of people think that they're doing better for the environment when they go vegan, or when they go to let's see, a plant-based diet, not really vegan, but that kind of thing. Here, hold on. It reminds me of Kevin Costner. Give me 1 second here, because I'm telling you, it's funny. But then here's the deal. I can't see my thing. I can't see anything right there. Hold on, I got it. But Kevin Costner from Yellowstone was confronted by a woman that basically says that there's just this mass killing going on of animals, and she's not supporting it. So Kevin Costner does the things Kevin Costner does, and basically just absolutely floors her. And there it is, right here. There you go. God dang time. Come on.
You're protesting the existence of a state-sponsored police force that protects industrialized animal farming and the mass murder of millions of animals every year.
You ever plow a field, Summer? To plant the quinoa or sorghum or whatever the hell it is you eat, you kill everything on the ground and under it. You kill every snake, every frog, every mouse, mole, vole, worm, quail. You kill them all. So I guess the only real question is, how cute does an animal have to be before you care if it dies to feed you?
Check and mate. Yeah.
But doesn't that prove a big point? Is that most of what we spend so much time arguing about, I don't really know that much about.
Yeah.
She doesn't know, like, oh, it's animals. So all she cares about is the animals. And this is obviously a fictional example, but there are real people who believe this. Let alone like the solar. Mike, you and I talked about that solar farm that's built out Palm Springs way. Yep. And they put all these solar panels out in the middle of the desert, and it's messed up the habitat for desert turtles, the lizards, and all these other consequences, plant life, the little we have in the desert, because all we care about is the solar. We don't think about what happens next, because everything has a consequence.
Well, and going back to like those fields, I mean, anything that's basically what he was talking about, killing everything. That's the first pass or two. Anything that's not killed, then they Monsanto the hell out of it and just turn the land into damn near super fund. I mean, it's funny to me that, again, Joey Chestnut is repping a fake meat company, and what dogs and cats living together.
Now, would you, and I would love to hear from you guys, Greg, Debbie, Cheryl, Lynn, Stephanie, Rhonda, Lisa, Nancy. Thanks for being here and commenting. Would you guys eat lab created meat? You know, it's technically fake meat, but it's supposedly tasting like the real thing. Because look, we could put Impossible Burgers on the shelf, but this is supposedly what all these rich dudes like Bill Gates are putting a bunch of money into to create lab grown meat because of what that actress said. It's like, not you're just killing animals because of the global warming, climate change ties.
Yeah. And now you got to eat crickets.
Ooh.
So they're going to have you seen this cricket powder crap?
I've heard about it.
Yeah. And that's basically what I remember. It was Bill Gates was trying to get Anderson Cooper to eat basically a bug made burger or something like that. And he said, you'll have to get used to it.
Yes.
Shut up, Bill. What do you mean I have to get used to it? I don't have to do squat. You want to know how to get Americans to not do things? Tell them they have to do it. Or do you want to get them to do something? Tell them they can't do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got a pandemic to prove that point, as well as 1,000 other examples. When you start coming at us, this is going to be the way it is. We're going to rebel because that's what we do.
Well, Canada's cricket farms. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt that.
All right. Now we know why Greg really moved away from Canada into America. He's got a book.
Yeah.
Why he moved to America.
Yeah.
Is there, Greg, a chapter devoted to cricket farms? Because that is enough reason to leave. Because number one, those things are loud. And here in the desert, right behind crickets is scorpions. So if you hear crickets,
I figured out, like, if everything goes to hell and everybody starts, going crazy after the elections and all that, I mean, I don't even have to prep anymore. I just got a quail block and just put it in the backyard. Yeah, I just have a train of food coming to my yard, and I'm good. I'm good, y'all. None of that's created in the lab either.
Although it is funny. So Mike and I both have quail views, and around this time of year, there's little baby quails, and then baby quails start out as like a dozen, 13. Month later, down to like 4.
Dude, they're so fragile
in there.
They're so fragile. They're so delicate. I mean, they just, I mean, my girlfriend, she rescues birds, and sometimes a baby quail is something they are. I mean, it's constant. Everything has to be perfect for those things to survive. So yeah, 14 turns into 6 in a hurry.
Exactly. I saw one family. They're down to 2, Mike. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And then there's like these hawks that hang out on my back fence. Go, buffet.
I saw a coyote in the backyard once come on up and just grab one of those baby quails and start chopping. And it was crazy to see the mom and dad were like flapping their wings, like trying to surround the coyote. The coyote's like, whatever.
Yeah. And you know what the worst is? White-winged doves. White-winged doves are evil.
Yeah.
I learned that with my quail block. They're fighting everybody. Everybody's over there fighting. I open the door. I've got to open the door and like, don't make me take that quail block out. You all get along. I think I've become an old man, dude. I seriously become I'm out here watching my birds. Gotta get them fed.
Had a birthday? Was it like a switch in April when your birthday was here? It was like, now I'm an old man. I'm just gonna embrace it.
Yeah, I got a rocking chair for the back and everything. It's fantastic. I watch Fernando Tortosuela out there. I watch him just kind of mosey around. I bring him some lettuce and just kind of hangs out. Just watch him eat it. It's the most boring thing in the world, but I can't stop staring at it. It's like hungry hippos.
Yeah, well, it's funny because it's like the part of the leaf disappears, and you're like, whoa, like a little slice just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't want to get bit by that. Caitlin Clark. Ooh. Speaking of watching things that no one wants to watch, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark hits the college scene, breaks every damn scoring record known to man, and is in the WNBA, and the WNBA absolutely hates her. For the first time in NCAA history, there were actual ratings on the women's March Madness tournament. They actually had ratings. They had people watching. It was destination television to watch Caitlin Clark do what she does. And now she's in the NBA getting face guarded. Y'all know what face guarded is? believe it or not, guys, I know it's going to freak you out. I played 6 years of basketball. That bench was never better. So I face guarding is when you hold your hand up in the person's face, and that's what you don't move your hand out of their face. Face guarding. And she's still throwing up 30 balls. She's scoring 30 points in a night, crushing things. She's been snubbed by the United States basketball team for the Olympics. Caitlin Clark, apparently the reason is blinding. Rob, do you know what that reason was? Why Caitlin Clark, the best WNBA player, the best female basketball player we have, is not on the U.S. Olympic team? Do you know the reason?
The only reason I heard was there are other people that are more seasoned and better than she is currently. They made the Olympic team. She did not.
Her fans would cause a distraction.
Is that?
I'm paraphrasing it, but that was USA Basketball. That was their reasoning behind it.
There's too many people in the stands now. We went from 4,000 fans a night to 16 to 20,000. We don't know what to do. We don't like this attention.
Yeah, we're used to playing in empty stadiums. What the hell is going on? This is way throwing me off, all of this noise. Can y'all just keep it down?
But
I can't believe that. Do you know how much? Okay, so just as in the I think 20 years the WNBA has been going, anyone can go ahead and take a stab at this if you want, because I have the number in front of me. The dollar amount in profit the WNBA has made in those 2 decades.
I don't believe there has been a profit.
Yeah, the answer is zero. As a matter of fact, it's zero. Not $1 in profit that the WNBA has made. Now they have charter flights. Now they have sold out stadiums. They're going to be making money. The NBA does not have to subsidize them. And the thanks to the one person that is causing all of this is, we don't like you. We're going to face guard you, hip check you. We're going to just rough you up and just let you know that we don't like all the new cool stuff that we have.
And Caitlin Clark has been accepting of all of this. She has not complained, at least in public. She hasn't called any other players under the bus. She's handled this very well, almost stoically well, as I would say, as in, I'm only in control of me. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play some basketball. Her team stinks. I don't know how many games they won. The last time I checked, they were like 1-6.
Yeah.
I think they played a few games from then. But, that's what happens when you get drafted by the worst team in the league.
Well, the worst team gets the first pick. I mean,
Exactly.
if you were the top player coming into the draft, you were going to play for the worst team.
I think what stands out to me about Caitlin Clark, though, Mike, is beyond that ridiculous snub is the bandwagon aspect of it. I was on LinkedIn last night and I saw a guy post, I never watched a WNBA game, but I love Caitlin Clark. And he's gone through this whole thing and he's got 3 daughters and the whole sob story about what it means to be a dad, to see Caitlin Clark. And that's all fine, but it's boring because everybody's already said that for the last 6 months since the NCAA women's tournament, when everyone was captivated by this. It's just a real measure as to how things work as far as the zeitgeist, right? The common, I don't even know how to define zeitgeist effectively.
I can't spell it.
It's like, exactly. Like what's going on around us, culture. So she becomes a big part of culture, and every man now has to think, oh, if I post about Caitlin Clark, it'll make me look like I'm pro women.
Yeah. But listen, you know me. I got 2 girls. I got my niece and my daughter, and now I'm dating a girl with 2 girls, and I'm like, oh, I'm damn near a feminist. I'm all about equal. Work your butt off and succeed, and have no ceiling. Just go crazy. I'm all about that nonsense. Still ain't gonna make me watch a WNBA game. I don't care how good Caitlin Clark is. I'm not gonna spend my money or time watching a game played below the rim like that. It's just not fun.
I barely watch regular basketball.
Right. It's only because that's just become a joke in and of itself, and it's owned by China. So there's really no reason to watch the damn thing. As long as people keep putting LeBron on a pedestal, I'm done.
Yeah, and I like the NBA. I've always liked the NBA. I liked the NBA as a kid. I've been watching a lot of the playoffs. It's been very entertaining for me, but I'm not going to rearrange everything so I can watch Caitlin Clark when she comes to Phoenix and go to the game and be part of the cool kid club.
But that would be destination television. Her playing for the U.S. Olympic team
Absolutely, it would be.
But actually, now no one even cares. Actually, you're going to see people root against United States citizens, root against the WNBA players in the U.S. basketball team, the women's U.S. basketball team, root against them because of this garbage. Because it's flagrant, and yeah. But actually, it saves me from having to watch it, so I'm actually kind of cool with the whole thing.
Well, and it's just so bizarre how everyone got caught up in the hype except the people that picked the Olympic team. Everyone in America, right? Women's basketball last year, the finals. I don't know how many millions of people watched it. Probably not many. This year it was like 18 million. The women's game got more ratings than the male game.
Yeah,
the NCAA.
right.
First time that's ever happened. And again, mentioning the crowd surges at games in which Caitlin Clark plays. There's no doubt people want to see it. People want to be a part of it, experience it. And there's no doubt she's the face of the league automatically right now.
100%.
Because here in Phoenix, we got Diana Taurasi, very good basketball player. We've got who's the big
she made it.
Went to
she
Russia.
Made the team.
Yeah, see, of course she did. Brittany Griner, I think three Phoenix Mercury are on the team, but Brittany Griner made it. And then there's another player on the team. I can't remember her name because that's how closely I pay attention to women's basketball. Other than that, I don't know any other players in the league, but I know Caitlin Clark because, the hype was there. And
it's sad to watch, though. It's sad to watch because who was the player that was on the other team that she was kind of like, it was like her rival, and now she's in the NBA as well.
Reese, maybe?
Something to that effect. They were and it had the same vibe. You can take skin color out of this, but it had the same vibe as the NBA struggling, and then the NCAA finals had this Magic Johnson, Larry Bird thing going on. And then they went into the NBA and essentially saved the entire league.
Yep.
They had this, it was playing out the same way. It was playing out, it to some extent still is. I mean, there's actual fans showing up. That league could be on its own, could actually be self-sustaining because of Caitlin Clark and whoever else that person was that's scoring 6 points a game and no one really cares about. They just kind of forgot about it. They were just jawing at each other. Caitlin Clark can single-handedly Larry Bird this league, and it's just
that's what everything needs. It's a star to watch, follow, root for, root against. When you have that person, which Caitlin Clark has become, it attracts more eyeballs. It happens that she's very good at basketball. A lot of people compare her to Steph Curry, who plays for the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry's shooting ability is unheard of. He changed the game with how good of a shooter from outside that he is. Even watching basketball now, the Boston Celtics, the team that I grew up rooting for in the NBA Finals, the game is so different than it used to be. The Celtics line up 5 people on the three-point line to run their offense. Now, before it was, Mike, when you were playing basketball, right, you'd have maybe 1 or 2 shooters outside, and then everybody's collapsing in towards the hoop.
Got to have a big man, yeah.
Now, big man's shooting threes. Big man's between his legs doing LeBron James type moves to the rim. It's quite an athletic league.
Yeah, that's why you guys, Boston, you guys have some super genius on your team. I was just reading an article about this guy. Holy mackerel. He's the VP of the Players Association. Who is he? Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
This guy's a mega genius.
Yeah. He's very
When they were
smart.
negotiating his last contract, he was giving a robotic symposium at MIT while his agent was literally sitting down with the Celtics. He goes, I got to give this robotics lecture. I got to go. The guy's the youngest VP of the Players Association. The guy's just a stud.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I can't be more impressed with that human. Holy mackerel. It made me want to watch a game just to see him play.
And he's been locked into these playoffs. I can tell Jaylen Brown's got this level of focus. So it's like Celtics up 2-0 right now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
All right, Mike G. Holy, what's this about? YouTube unsubscribes me from your channel constantly. I've seen that. I've actually seen videos of people saying, watch, you subscribe, hit refresh, it unsubscribes. You hit subscribe, hit refresh. I didn't know that YouTube was doing that.
Come on.
Interesting.
Come on, Alphabet, whatever you
Why
call it.
wouldn't you like us? We're likable. We're good dudes. No? Okay.
And we're not talking about the things you don't want us to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody else is already talking about those things.
Gosh. I don't want to be one of the 5,000 people in media talking about Trump and Biden. And then they get in trouble because they're talking about Donald Trump, so they get in trouble. We decide not to, and we get in trouble again? Please.
And what else is there to say at this point, honestly? We know who they both are. You're going to vote for one or the other. Maybe you're going to vote for RFK, or maybe you're going to vote for Cornel West. But
Yeah.
Not well. Joe Biden's old. Okay.
Right.
He's going to be
Yeah.
old tomorrow. He's going to be old at the end of his term if it's this time or if he makes 4 more years.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. And we have some interesting news. I don't know if you guys caught this, but iPhone has Apple has released the new iPhone updates. Things are a changing, gang. And if this doesn't scream Skynet, I don't know what does, y'all. This is what the changes on they're coming to your I appreciate that, Deanna.
Yeah.
The things that are coming to your phone are frightening. Basically, the phone's just taken over, y'all. Just let it go. And I have Rob. Have you put the face recognition thing on yours yet?
I refuse to, because if I ever get pulled over by a police officer, I forget my password. It's the only way to get in my phone. Sorry.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I like that.
I can't remember the password.
Because I was about to just go ahead and just do it because I was like, whatever. I mean, just there's nothing else to just oh yeah.
Well, I don't want to type my password in every time. It's 6 things. And face it will be easier, but at that same time, got to protect myself.
Apple Intelligence AI. That's their AI. When they took over they took over AI and just call it Apple Intelligence, we're screwed in every way. Apple Intelligence is an AI system that will literally know everything about you. And your phone will cater it, will change itself to be your most ideal everything. Did you not watch Terminator?
So my brother actually told me, speaking of Terminator, he knows of a company that has an internal system that they call Skynet. I'm like, really? Now, here's the thing. So I was very curious about this because I'm an Apple user.
Yeah.
They converted me fully 2-3 years ago. So I'm curious about AI. I started to use AI because, as Mike will attest, we're now entrepreneurs. And what nobody really, even though you know this, the work required to be an entrepreneur is kind of obnoxious because you constantly working, tweaking your message, pitching, trying to figure out ways that you can provide some value, make some money. So in that world, using AI to help me has saved me some time. So I'm super curious about how this is going to integrate with my iPhone. So I did some reading about it last night. And then, Mike, Elon Musk said, if you come to Twitter headquarters, you cannot bring your iPhone in because Apple's going to integrate ChatGPT into almost all of their features. So it's going to be in your text messages. It's going to be in your Siri. So if you ask Siri a question or, whatever your version of that is, in your notes, in your documents, everything that you do, you'll have access to this. So Elon's beef is that because ChatGPT now has access to your iPhone, it's going to take your data and feed it to ChatGPT, which may or may not be a good thing. So there is this aspect of it because I was all excited. And then I started to read Elon's side of it. And I don't know what the downside is quite yet for ChatGPT to get my personal info, but it might go to your point, Mike, about Skynet, and it knows everything about everybody, and then it's super artificial intelligence down to the person.
Yeah, I don't want someone hacking into my phone and going, okay, I know everything he's afraid of. I know everything he's done.
I know everything he likes.
Yeah, I know. And then you think I'm going to move to some tribe in the Amazon and think I'd be free from it, but no, they're going to have me there too now. Thanks, Skylink.
Yep.
Okay. So here's the deal. Okay. So yeah, ChatGPT is now integrated entirely into the phone. The AI system, Apple Intelligence, will learn you as it goes along. Your phone will change as it goes along. Have you noticed that your icons are in different places? Have you noticed that? Do you know why? It's because it's starting to line it up so your fingers have access to the apps that you are launching the most.
Oh, I kind of like that, actually. Make my life a little easier.
Here we go.
Mine hasn't changed yet. They're all.
Here's the deal. Siri can now control your iPhone when you ask it to do something. When you ask Siri to do something, it can literally just take over your phone, not just launch the app. If I hit my biggest thing is, and I always use this, I never have a bunch, but I use this when I call Rob, and I'll just say, Siri, call Rob. And now for something like they could just launch the phone app and I could just see the buttons going doop, 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 doop to Rob's phone number. And I'm like, I don't like that you have control of my phone because you're not a real thing. And I don't like having more women in my life talking back to me. My phone talks back to me. I'm like, dog, nabbit, I have enough of this.
But see, there's pros and cons here. There are certainly pros to saving you time by using technology if you use it the right way.
Yeah.
You have to train yourself to figure out how to use AI to benefit from you. But there are downsides. Possibly the end of humanity being one of those.
Possibly us becoming pets.
Yep. Possibly that. So it's trying to weigh the good and the bad because you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's already here. But here's the other part about this. So we don't want ChatGPT to have all of our personal information. Google already has it. Facebook already has it.
Already does.
Who already knows how many other companies have been, bought your information and they know all these things about you. So is it really that much different? Because if you look at an algorithm in terms of, say, Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and what's that other app they own? It's a chat app. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that one.
WhatsApp. It is what it is. That algorithm operates as an artificial intelligence about you too, which is why, as we talked about on Friday, if you go on Instagram and you hit that little search button, that little thing looks like a magnifying glass, you're going to see all the things that you like by pressing like, or things that you spend time on and you look at and you go, oh, I'm going to look at this very ugly person right now for a few seconds.
Wow. I didn't know they made legs that long. Huh?
Exactly. Then all of a sudden it's all legs, all of a sudden you're like, I did this one time and now there's 100 legs in my face. I'm
going to guns the minute my phone shows me something that I've been thinking about. That's it. Did I have it? We're all going to guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
this is already here. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know what the difference of ChatGPT integrating with the iPhone will be, because what's going to happen too. If you have an Android, whoever runs that, whether it's Samsung or whether it's Google that does the Android platform, they're going to do the same thing at some point. So it's inescapable unless you go back to a flip phone.
Yeah. Remember Samsung? Oh, I know we're not supposed to talk about him. Did you see Biden pull out his phone at that event, at the D-Day event?
I did not.
I have no idea what the hell that was. I have no idea what that device was. I think it said Fisher Price on the side, but I don't know. It was not an iPhone. It wasn't a Google phone. It wasn't an Android. I have no idea. Anyway, do you remember when Samsung was the TVs? They got busted for spying on people.
Yeah,
the cameras on the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's already they already have the information, and that's what. Check this out. The here's a useful feature though. AI in the new iPhone. The new operating system can clean up images and remove people right from the photo. You know how much that bummed me out that's a month late? Do you know how many photos I've gotten rid of? Because I would have rather had someone not in those photos. Damn it. Yeah.
Maybe they can recover what's still left on your memory drive.
But I think that's pretty rad because I dig the photography stuff. I really think that's cool. And if you're able to add and subtract people, I think that's fun.
Yeah. Well, and there's going to be a use that you like, and it's trying to figure out how to use it for you and how to make your life a little bit better, how to enhance your life, because that's the best part about technology. If it leads to more productivity, it lifts up the quality of life for everybody. So that may be years away, but there's no going back now. And this is why what we talked about on Friday, I think, Mike, I think it was Friday, we talked about Jack Dorsey, the guy that invented Twitter, now X, owned by Elon. But Jack Dorsey said each one of us should be allowed to control our algorithm and put things in, take things out so that you know what it is. And I think there's a country, it's Estonia in like Middle Europe, Eastern Europe, that they give you their version of a social security number, but can't be hacked because it's like BitChain or so. Whatever the term is. Blockchain. And even someone like Congressman Schweikert loves the idea of you having your own blockchain that isn't controlled by anybody else, but there's so much money to be made off of you and your information that will be nearly impossible to get Congress on board with.
Yeah, the next Apple fun thing here is tap to cash. You seen this? You don't need anybody's phone number anymore. Just tap their phone and tell them how much money you're gonna give them.
Oh, nice.
Now you just get held up the cool way. You get held up digitally. just grab your iPhone, grab the iPhone. You got the guy. You're like, all right, hey, buddy, just tap here. $500. What do you got here? 500. Tap. Thank you. All right, have a good day.
Oh, sorry, my bank account's not connected to my Apple
Tap
Pay.
to cash.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it. They don't let you do crap in Apple unless you have a payment thing like attached to it. I don't know how it is in the Android world, but they don't let you do anything. They've got you locked down.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Mike recommended I read the book Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, and it talks a lot about that book about how Apple works. Apple is a closed system, right? You have one slot there. That's it. You can't add memory to this phone. You can't take the phone apart by yourself. Whereas I don't know if Samsung has changed or some of the Android things, but they were more of an open platform where you have multiple ways you can add memory. Apple phones, you cannot. That was what Steve Jobs preferred. His argument was it makes the user experience better, which I don't disagree with. Plus, I'm not the kind of guy that needs to customize and add this and add that. I'm not that tech savvy.
And you can now mirror your phone to your iMac, which is neat.
That is neat.
And then you can put apps wherever you want now. That's it. But still just scary as hell. I own the very few stocks that I've bought on my own. A few of them are for data lakes. So what data lakes are is where Google gets its information from. Data lakes is where they just put everything, all of the world's information. The reason why the NSA, I think, is now 40% less staffed is because they can just go get the information. They don't have to spy on anybody anymore. Everything is at their fingertips. They can do it. The reason why ByteDance was like, I don't give, find someone else on TikTok. I don't care. China's buying it. We're going to lose China as a customer buying all this information. They can just go buy it, right? They just go buy it. It's fine. Yeah. Data lake.
What do they do with that? And this even gets back to, I think, our main point, Mike, that we've been making over the last few weeks is now is the time in this technologically advanced age to really focus on you and understand what pulls you, what entices you, whether it's things on your phone, on social media, whatever the case is, because that's only going to get harder. It's going to get harder to get away from this because a little viral chemical reaction in your brain, the dopamine hit that we talk about so much. It's literally a chemical in your brain and produces a lot, and it's the feel-good chemical, or it's the outrage chemical, whatever your flavor of the day is, and you'll want more of that. Becomes super addictive, so much so that it was Billie Eilish, the singer. So Billie Eilish was talking about, naughty bits on the internet and how accessible it is. She's like, I started watching naughty bits when I was 11.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, think about where your brain is at 11 and how it's developing. And you're seeing these images and it's portraying to you at 11 what you think is reality. But those videos of naughty bits is not really reality. It's not how relationships work, how the sex works or anything.
Come
like
on.
that.
I was about that age when I found out where my father hid his penthouse. I know he got that magazine once a month, man. I knew when the new one was going to show up, and I knew right where it was. I mean, that's about the same age. I mean, I don't think we're too far from that. It's just more accessible. I mean, the variety and the quantity is more accessible now.
And how you can dive down the deep end by the time you're 12 and be like,
oh,
wow,
dude, seriously,
videos.
But don't worry. Everybody, we got to be okay with this. Algorithms are scary, but don't worry. Because Kathy Hochul is going to take care of this problem for us. Kathy Hochul is looking to sign legislation that was just passed by the House and the Senate to ban addictive social media algorithms for kids.
Okay. Cool.
Right. That'll fix it. You did it, Kathy. Great job. Talk about some just symbolic nonsense, dude. Absolutely stupid is this. According to reports, New York's legislature approved a bill on Friday prohibiting social media platforms from employing addictive recommendation algorithms for child users. Oh, let me just go in here and tell them I'm 18. Okay, fixed. What the hell? Just give me any of this nonsense. I mean,
it's the same thing, isn't it? It's the portrayal of doing something. And typically voters fall for it. Like, oh, you're doing something. Like, for example, let's use the border as a political example. Joe Biden for 3.5 years, people just flowing in, whatever. All of a sudden, now he's cracking down. All of a sudden, he stopped the asylum if they get to a certain number a day, 2,000, 2,500. And then, Mike, I don't know if you saw the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security raid. They went and nabbed up some people that have ties to ISIS that were let in through the border. See, we're on top of it now that we're close to an election and people
surprising.
They're arresting the bad guys that we let in the first place.
Yeah.
Because our vetting system sucks.
Because what?
Our vetting system is
vetting.
Not
There's
good.
no vetting. Like I said, they're basically Border Patrol is basically Walmart greeters. The guys with bienvenido a Estados Unidos, you know. And I could just say that. Remember in the good old days when illegal immigration was just from Mexico? Now we're at 140 countries.
The UN is represented here in
Dude,
America.
it's like a damn Benetton ad.
It is.
Oh,
The great thing is, I haven't seen it. I don't know where anybody is. I don't come across my circle. It's weird to know that it's real, but not to see it.
I took a Uber yesterday, and that dude was from Cuba, and he was pissed. He hates this illegal immigration stuff, man. He's like, I've been busting my tail for 5 years. I've been doing this. I've been grinding, trying to going through the process of citizenship. Came here on a visa, came here as a student, renewed my visa for a work visa. Didn't just stay here after the fact. Went through all of this the right way. He is livid about all this stuff, man. It sucks.
It's unfair on that level. If you make someone do it legally and it takes them 5 years, 7 years, 11 years in some cases, and to just have someone, oh yeah, sure, come on in. Here's a debit card. Enjoy your stay in New York City.
All right. I want Rob to bring this one up. Rob talked about this before the show about a teacher in California. Go for it, kid.
This is fantastic. So it's
I can't. I'm still stunned.
All right, let's tell you. So Mike and I used to go out for beers occasionally. Lunchtime beers.
Oh, you think coffee's in this?
Yeah. Before show beers, it's fine. It's fine. Because, we heard a quote once. If you can't do your job drunk, you can't do your job.
You're not qualified to do your job. If you can't do your job drunk, you're not qualified to do your job.
Not that we got that far, but probably some bromance episodes we probably did.
And speak for yourself. I'll say it. I don't care. I had too many and been on air.
Yeah, but it happens.
Well, okay,
called in, right? It was like,
no, hold on. I'll tell that story after get to the California thing, but I'm not my proudest moment. I'll say that.
And sometimes, you deal with kids, and dealing with kids, not always fun, especially if like 28 or 32 in a class. So this teacher decided, well, I'm going to have a couple of drinks before I go teach class today.
3 martini lunch. Yeah.
And he got caught. And it was all this outrage out there in California, and parents were upset. And then the DA got involved and like, yeah, man, we're going to go after this guy. Well, it turns out the district attorney here in this California teacher story can't charge the teacher because teaching while drunk is not illegal.
Job, CA. I can say CA. I don't know if it's illegal here.
I know, but doubtful. I doubt there's a statute that says you cannot teach public school while you're drunk.
But there's going to be.
Oh, now,
and that's why all these laws. It's so funny. Like so many laws in so many states that we even federal laws that we have are like it had to become a law because somebody was dumb enough to do it.
Yep.
I mean, here in Arizona, there are certain towns where it is illegal to discharge firearms while climaxing at sex because people did that. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and make that against the law. You shouldn't be able to do that. It's really bad for hearing. It's bad for your ears inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But this is just life, right? And I think this is where I'm challenged with where we live is we want to arrest everybody now. Like, we've been doing that since 1789. Hasn't really worked out so well with our relationship and freedom. So maybe we should stop. Well, you got drunk and taught second graders. Okay. Score one for the good guys. You got away with it this time. Maybe don't do it again because it doesn't look good. It's not appropriate to teach kids while you're drunk.
And it's like those kids have not been around drunk adults. They've never seen that before. Well, I'm
Horrible.
pretty sure they have. And I'm, but the guy didn't do anything. Yeah, I mean, the guy didn't do anything wrong. He did something wrong by showing up teaching drunk. I understand that. But I mean, while he was there, it wasn't like, hey, kids, let me show you the apps on my phone. Your parents will let you see these. No, it wasn't anything like that.
I already
And
know.
and then sometimes you can just function.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can.
Mhm.
I know that. So here we go. Opening day of dove season. Opening day of dove season. Just so for those of you East Siders and Central peeps that don't know, there's a Filiberto sports bar in the West Valley. A
Very
sports
nice.
bar. Phil, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Filiberto Sports Bar. They call it something else now. They don't call it Filiberto Sports Bar because I think it just got weird. It got weird.
Can I get tacos?
we-
No, you can't get the tacos.
We went there after opening morning, the hunt, and then I remember talking to our buddy Tequila Jim afterwards was there, and I said, but I probably shouldn't have driven home. He goes, dude, we had no business being in the parking lot. We had so much to drink, and I'm like, oh man, this is next year, opening day of dove season. I make the joke to the guys. I go, hey, you guys want to hit Filiberto Sports Bar after this? Yeah, no, we're not doing that this year. No way. Hey, we can't believe you did a show after that. And I said, what? I said, yeah, you left here and did a show. I'm like, no, I didn't. I did not leave here and do a show. No, I didn't. And I thought they were just making fun of me, telling a joke. And then I get there and I pull up my phone and I look at on Facebook back of the year later, exactly that day. There I am in my camo in the studio.
Got called in.
Yeah. Yep. But if you're not qualified, if you can't do your job drunk, you're not qualified to do your job.
That's real life right there.
Or you should just not drink that much.
Well,
you know,
you got to learn the hard way. Usually,
yeah,
yeah.
I would learn the hard way.
I mean, to your credit, you didn't know that you were going to get called in that day until you're 3 beers in or whatever it was.
Should have sounded like this. Yeah, guys, I'm just toast. I'm not driving all the way downtown to be on the radio today. It's not a good idea. Okay, bye. Yeah, that's what it should have been.
Well, yeah.
I appreciate you defending me, little bro. I appreciate that.
See,
This is not a good look. But okay, so a guy shows up drunk. Okay, fine. Shows up drunk, he teaches, and you shouldn't be able to. Yeah, there'll be a law passed or rule passed for the district or whatever it is. But I mean, it's not like he was caught with a kid, caught with a student. Which all of a sudden, out of nowhere, is it just that we got old? How are all these sick teachers that are doing this with kids and these high school kids and things like that? When did they get hot? I'm going to be the guy that asks that. When did the teachers oh my gosh? I mean, these are predatory B words.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are evil women. But dang, me in high school. Hi, Mrs. Smith.
I didn't have any teachers that made me want to do that. So it was not even really an option.
No. I don't think Mrs. Hoffelbert was really my type either, but yes, not really. No, you didn't have any hot teachers, not one.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
None that I was like, oh, and maybe it was an age thing. I don't know. Maybe if I went back and looked, maybe like, oh yeah, she was cute, but I didn't, I guess, cross my mind.
Yeah. I forget who it was, but I had a teacher that just had legs for days. And I was like, I became a legs man like that teacher. I'll remember how the rest of her body and face looked. Don't remember. Just remember those damn legs. Just do that. She had a desk where those. Entertainment Tonight. Do you remember that? What's her name?
Mary Hart.
Mary Hart.
Mm-hmm.
She had her legs insured by Lloyd's of London.
The original Fox News, right? That was that model. Like, we'll have a glass see-through desk so you can see Mary's legs because that's
legs.
Men will sit here with their wives and watch this show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Lynn had a hot teacher. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm hot for teacher. Got it made. Yeah. We still have a sing jar. All right. Before we get out of here, let's do this one. I'm going to do this because I think we should say the high rises for tomorrow, buddy. And again, everybody, we're doing this every day, noon. So hang out with us. Have some fun with us. We'll just we'll go through some fun topics like this for sure. California is now running a pilot program. I believe it's 60 or 600 drivers with electric vehicles that they are going to be charging them 30 cents per mile as a basically an electric vehicle tax because these vehicles aren't contributing to the per gallon gas tax that California has, I think, the third highest in the nation. They're not. So now remember, guys, save money. Don't buy the $4 gallon gas, $5 gallon gas, California. Save money, get an electric vehicle, save the environment. Oh, by the way, now that you did that and you did the right thing, like we asked you to do, we're going to charge you 30 cents a mile. 30 cents a mile, Rob, if we were still at the station, 30 cents a mile would cost me just under $300 a month.
Oh,
it was like $275. Just going to work.
F-150.
Just right. Just going to work and back would have cost me that, not my normal running around, just to get to the station and back.
See, I love this because this is the major lesson for everyone in America to learn from the state of California. By law, is mandating, I think by 2035, no cars sold in the state can be gas cars. Yeah. They have to be electric vehicles. I'm sure this will change because people don't want electric vehicles. You know, they're trying to force something. But then they have this policy by law to encourage people to get electric vehicles, but then they start losing out on the revenue that they need from the gas tax. So what do? Well, they punish you as the electric vehicle owner.
Yeah.
It's exactly like Amazon or Netflix. So Netflix, I had one of those family accounts, and you could have 6 accounts, and we had them spread out all over the place because whoop-de-doo, that's what you do. Netflix started to crack down. So out of our account with 6 households that were on it, now I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4 new Netflix accounts out of that because we each had to get our own individual accounts because at some point the revenue matters. So Netflix quarterly reports that they got to file, they got stocks that they want to go up. So it becomes about the money. Amazon did the same thing with Prime. First, they charge you $99. You got free shipping, and it came with all the TV stuff and the movies that they got.
Yeah.
Now you got to watch ads because eventually you need more money because you always need more money. So you got to get creative, and then you crush the user experience like California's doing by encouraging people to buy electric vehicles, but you're going to have to pay for those at 30 cents a mile.
30 cents a mile.
It's crazy.
I don't give a rat's if it's 3 cents a mile.
For real.
I don't care. No. So, all right. That's 3%, by the way, y'all. So here's it. Remember when they did that here in Arizona, they called the grocery tax, like it's the 1 penny. 1 penny. Like that's 1%. Exactly. Yeah, nerds. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's just like here in APS, SRP, they'll say, here's tips to save on your energy. Cut your energy bill. Let's lower your bill. Okay. I did all the steps. I sweated to the oldies during the summer, and it was horrible, but my bill was $25 less, and I felt like I won. And then, wait, what's this notice I got? You're raising my rate by $25. Oh, ain't this some, and then you find out that the Arizona state constitution says that all utilities need to operate at a profit so they can spend and run their business however they want and just charge us more because constitutionally they have to operate at a profit. But don't buy into the whole, if you just do this to save electricity, just do this to save some money. If you save money, they're not making money. They'll find a way to fleece you for more money.
And sponsor the Diamondbacks while they're at it, the baseball team here.
For real.
Brought to you by APS. Wait, what? How much did that sponsorship cost? Oh, it was only $150,000. Yeah, $150,000 that could have reduced my rate by a cent or something like that, but spread that out all across.
Yeah. And why do they need an advertising budget? It's the dumbest thing in the world. I should never see an SRP ad, APS ad, nothing. No billboards, nada. No, you have no reason to have an advertising budget. We are stuck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Grizz pointing out, go back to the electric car thing, but this is the same power part. He drives 150 miles a day. He's out there killing rodents and scorpions for us. So imagine that in California, you work for a cable company, or you are in pest control and you are driving around and you're mandated to have an electric company vehicle. And now your company has to pay 30 cents times 150 every single day.
Yeah. Amazon's like, are you bleeping kidding me? We go to all electric vehicles and now I pay, screw this. Now Prime's going to cost $350 a year now.
We talked about last week at $16 just for me. It's Taco Bell. I used to be able to go eat for me for $6 or $7 and get a drink. I didn't even get a drink, and it was $16.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Lynn. If you can't drive, don't worry, dude. They'll find a way to. I know.
Well, you can't drive?
Yeah.
You're not contributing to the system to
That's
build
right.
roads that you don't use either.
We'll find a way to tax you. Yes. Oh yes, I fill my tank when it's half full. So not to get me though. I tell you what, I do the whole fuel points thing, and I get down to I'm like right now my fuel light's on. I feel like I'm going to maximize that because I have $1 off every single time. Every time. Maximize. All right, y'all. Hey, y'all like this? Because we love hanging out with you. I love this in the middle of the day, getting to chat with y'all and have some fun. Guys, smash the like button if you will. I really appreciate that too. And share this out and let them know, hey, we're doing this every single day now. None of this 2-day-a-week nonsense. We're going to go every day. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk about things that other people aren't talking about because they're too busy talking about indictments and pooping of pants and gun charges for the kid or whatever the hell it is. So we'll just do something different, and we're glad we're honored, and we're very happy to be able just to do it with you. Yep, every day, noon. We'll do it right here. Nooners all week. Nooners for free. It's all good. We got this. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at noon. He's Rob. I'm Mike. Have a great afternoon, everyone.